Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a tiny village by the name of Kamiki. Legend tells of a horrible beast that threatened the residents. It also tells of the wolf that risked it all to protect them. Controlling the very fabric of existence, with this wolf stood up against a beast many times its size and banished the darkness. It's a cool wolf. This ethereal wolf's valiant act unshred an era of tranquility. The villagers' hearts swelled with respect and adoration of the wolf. Wow. Dang. Okami. Hey, what's going on, guys? Gaspar, and I'm doing my first episode of Okami HD. I gotta go into the settings because for some reason it didn't save. And now I'm gonna get ready, got all the settings filled out. So, yeah. I remember, I didn't explain anything about this game. So basically, I'm pretty sure what it is you have to like do you have to basically like draw to do stuff. Story, that thing, that name. Is this the story I just saw? No. Long, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Kamiki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. Don't worry, I'll explain the game later if you don't already know. To satiate the appetite of Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads mounted on necks the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast. I think it's cool. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside of the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed that thing. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village and made a habit of patrolling the secret streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Nagi attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranai's swift movements. I still don't know if I'm saying that right. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. The white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Oh, the white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Nagi, harboring a secret love for Navi, was engaged by this sign, determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all. Nagi traveled to the beast's cave in place of his beloved. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home. As Nagi stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on he sliced, well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nary a scratch. At long last, Nagi, his energy spent from the intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring at death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranai, the wolf, that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranai leapt towards Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying head, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in darkness. Mysteriously and terrifyingly, the spectacle continued. Shiranai summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. Oh dang, some magic. As Orochi closed in on Shiranai, sharpened claws glistening. A gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf off. Shiranai fought gallantly to gain an upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mysterious mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiranai, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike what would be the final blow, but Shiranai refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Nagi's sword as a beacon of hope. Guided by his sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary, channeling in all his strength into his sacred and battered arms. He leapt ferociously toward Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome heads separated from their owner. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again on the sky. Shiranai had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Nagi scooped up the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shiranai was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranai let out a hoarse and pitiful bark, then closed its eyes and drifted off as if into slumber. Peace had at last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranai's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine in place of a statue of the wolf within it. Nagi's sword was christened Tsukuyomi and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace. Bet. However, this is not the end of the story. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Nagi and Shiranai's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice. That was gonna be a great story, and then it's like, wait, this is a game, there needs to be more story. And now there's this. Is this the legendary sword? Is this Tsukuyomi, the sword that banished the dreaded Orochi? No, it couldn't be. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale. Yo. That's not good. He did. Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds. Speak the words, I wish darkness unto the world. Utter that prayer unto me, and unleash my power. When you yawn at the same time that they roar, or screech, or whatever you want to call it. That's some chaos. Oh yeah, that's a lot of chaos. So, a horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. A phone call. The tiny settlement of Kamiki village enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins. Story of why I hate having a phone right there. It's literally right behind my desk, so it's annoying sometimes. Ooh, what's that? Wood sprite Sakua. How troublesome. This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom. What has transpired to bring about such calamity? We must act quickly. There is no time to lose. My power has diminished over the years I've spent protecting this area. I don't have much time left in this world. Matarasu, now is the time. We have never needed your power more. Shine your divine light upon this broken and polluted world. Let your heavenly rays become our hope as you guide us all. Okami and Matabasu. If you wanna say it like they do in the animes. You guys say like similar to that. Ah, such divine white light, such beauty and grace. The only one capable of such a wondrous spectacle is none other than our mother and the origin of that all that is Matarasu. How delightful to see that the Savior whose brave sacrifice sealed away in the evil demon so many years ago has not changed one bit. Seeing you emerge after so many years spent as a statue brings happiness to my heart. Sniff. Matarasu. Gaze above you and take in the condition of the sky. Since your untimely departure from our midst, the world has succumbed to devious and vicious beasts. They have ravaged our fine and bountiful country of Nippon, but never have the circumstances been worse than they are at this very moment. Please use your powers to banish the darkness and punish those who would do us harm. What's this? Has something stolen its way into my robe? Ho ho ho. It's Santa now. Said A, so they're Canadian, now they're Santa. Where are they from? Oh, he he he. Ha 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 ha. Whoa. Phew. What on earth? You again? What is it? Ow, 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 ow. Are you nuts? Boy, for a little thing you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting. That's all. Were you napping in my clothes again, Bug? Bug, I told you 1,000 times not to call me that. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Isun. Wandering artist Isun. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long till you're bowing before my great brush. Oh. Oh dang. Well, what do you think? Even cuter than the real thing, no? What's with you, furball? You look kinda down in the dumps. Actually, you look kinda familiar. Got it, you look just like that statue of Shiranai. Oh dang. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? Are you crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be covered in wolf slobber. You'll regret messing with the great Isun. Don't make me use my prized sword, Denkamaru, against you. What's that growling sound? And why is it so dark anyway? Oh great God, Amaterasu. I've used all the power I have to protect Kamiki Village. The village lives on. Their spirits lie encased in my fruit. Cut it free and the village will be reborn. I trust in you. I know that you will lead us down the right path. Only your awesome power can restore life to the world. Trees return to normal, huh? That Sakuya girl sure said some weird stuff. The villager spirits are being kept inside the fruit. That's the fruit. That girl said that. If you can cut it down, the village will be restored. But it's awfully high up there. If you don't use some kind of special power, There's no way you're gonna reach it. This darkness is really getting to me too. A lot can happen while you're taking a nap. Yo, actual gameplay? What? Alright. It's 22 minutes into me playing, I guess you could say, and it's literally just been story. I mean, I'm not to post that, but still. Where are we? It got awfully quiet all of a sudden. I don't remember any place like this in the village. Well, we better keep our eyes peeled. Can use the right stick to look around. Left bumper changes your point of view. Boy, you really look so helpless. You sure you're gonna be all okay? Oh, so it's those sorts of controls. Hold on. That's an origin mirror. They say once your reflection appears on its surface, your memories will be stored in the mirror for all eternity. Well, to put it shortly, you can save your progress here. And let me give you a little advice. You should save a number of game files. That way you could always go back if you get stuck or something. You gotta be prepared, especially while you're still learning the ropes. Alright, let's see the save. Do you wish to save here? Yes. Okay. 20 minutes and 19 seconds in.